Any idea what Albert Lee, are they the...
Well, just looking, they're shorthanded. They got 9 skaters.
So if we can get out after them, we can take them out. Otherwise, we got to tire them out.
Yeah. I
think they lost their first round game to Wyndham.
6-2.
Okay.
But that looked like, shots look even. It looked even. I think maybe Wyndham just wore them down, So I think if we play our game, we'll be all right. But you never know.
Something tells me smaller outstate communities, you lived in a couple of them, they probably don't have 5 or 6 teams. They got 1,
maybe
2.
1.
So you're going to see some A-level talent and maybe some C-level talent. That's just kind of how that all shakes itself out on the ice with matchups and line changes and all of that.
Absolutely.
Well, not our Bantam crew, not a traditionally fast starter. It'd be kind of nice to jump on somebody once. I'm not sure.
Wayzata Gold hosting the
I think there was one game that occurred to me, one of the last ones that Cole played, injured, maybe a first shift goal.
Cole scored it, right?
And then he was done.
And that might have been his last shift of the year.
Yeah. And so we don't see a lot of quick starts from the boys, so maybe we'll change that today. And this is that line that we liked yesterday. I don't know if, it sort of paid off, and it might have been Clavin moved down to the other, but we got Clavin, Altschul, and Kurth up front. We've got Wilson and Nicollet out in front of Mr. Buell today, and I got Mr. Buell's dad with me in the broadcast booth again. So,
well, and that's a different pair, right? Hasn't Wilson been with Jeffers?
He did.
Typically?
You're right. That is a different defensive pairing. So we'll see how that works out. Kurth pushes into zone here, chops it back to Wilson. Wilson flips one on. A bit of a screen there, but it gets blocked up on the way in. Wilson will play it again. Looking for Nicollet. Slightly dangerous pass there, but puts it on the tape of Kurth. Kurth with room on the far side. Works it in, flips one off the shin pads, and Nicollet works back in and glove. Nice save there as we get a shot on goal to loosen things up and a line change. Here comes Meade, Hasselfelt, and LaRose. And you're right, Jeffers and Prentice is a bit of a mix-up here back in the defensive rotation.
Albert Lee, not a big team either, size-wise.
Jeffers finds a little bit of space. He's going to flip one in, backhanded. Hasselfelt works it back up, and that scoots over Prentice's stick. And a little bit of pressure here coming. And the boys regrouping. Has room in the middle as Jeffers skates that across the blue line. A slapper goes up off the back glass, and that's still playable. Meade on the forecheck, slows things down. Hasselfelt joins in. Jeffers blocks it at the blue line, flips one in, and a deflected puck comes back out again, and that's going to find its way to neutral ice.
Good help by Max covering on the point.
That was Max back there covering up there, wasn't it?
Yep.
We got a pretty cute Albert Lee fan here.
I
Not
know.
real happy about watching hockey here today, but we'll see how that works itself out. Puck blocked there. Sorry, what you got?
I've seen that look in my own kid's face.
You've got a little one running around too.
Not that little, but yeah.
He's going to give us a little background music. All right, Nicollet across the blue line. Works his way in. Finds space up front. Looks to chip one in backhanded. Nothing there. And another centering pass comes in. Brown covering him up. Ooh, turns one. Ooh, almost turned one over. That will shoot across. And on fresh ice, that's going to find its way to icing.
Well, and I suspect that they do that a lot to get rest, regroup. Might be a time where Oliver comes out and picks those icings off and tries to catch them on a change.
Oh, right. And then
because they're going to get
look
tired
for those. They're going to have to make a change on those. Yep.
There we go.
Up front, Kanan dangling up front. Lots of time on the stick. Had Homstall there. Couldn't quite get a piece of it. Jeffers now closes in. Hard up against the board. Homstall now taking it back behind the net. Has Brown up front. Puck gets exited. Still 0-0 here. 12 minutes left. Prentice Pops one in. That gets blocked up. Just a lot of bodies in front of the net right now. So got to move it around a little bit. And that's held by Prentice. Prentice skates that in right side. Chips one in. Homstall turns. Nice little pass. One-timer for Kanan. Couldn't quite do anything with it.
Oh.
Jeffers. Kanan. Kanan to Brown. Brown looks. Oh, comes around. Homstall. Back to Prentice. Prentice on the far side.
There it is.
Puts it in. One-timer to Kanan. Can't get the stick on it, or at least all of it. But he's working his way through the corner. Now he finds his hands free again. Puts one in. Nice save. Puts one right in the belly. Had a little bit of space on the right side
we
there.
can see it from here.
Yeah.
He might be a little gassed. That was a long shift down there.
Yeah, 11-24. Fresh skaters all around as Wilson and Nicollet come in. Clavin, Oldschul, and Kurth are your forwards. And a little breakout here for Albert Lee through neutral ice. They push their way into their zone temporarily as Oldschul flips it around. And Clavin bodies up the corner here. Back to neutral ice, and Clavin just offsides as Oldschul dumped that. Had to be close, but
Good call.
we got to put something on net, I'm realizing here. One shot on goal with about
No,
3.5 minutes of zone time.
we got 6.
Oh, 6. I'm looking at the period. Okay, I'm like, geez, that.
And it says 1 for them, but I
don't
think
remember that.
That's not accurate. I think maybe they put the wrong. Well, it could change here. Yeah, we got a hook for sure.
Bringing you along, and we're going to see the first penalty kill opportunity for the Trojans here as Albert Lee goes into the power play. They're going to get Wilson with a hook.
Turned it over, and he hooked him to prevent a scoring
Breakaway.
opportunity.
LaRose and Meade will be your forwards here. Prentice and Jeffers. We got a live scoreboard tutorial happening as we're trying to get the penalty posted. It is. It's a bit of a struggle here.
We can just go 9-12. 9-12, let him out.
We could do the math. Where's Briggs? He's come?
He's probably out in the lobby staying warm on his tablet.
I don't blame him.
No.
Okay, we got it posted.
All right. Well, did they put time back? Oh, that wasn't necessary, but okay.
What's that?
They had a time back on the clock that he ran off. It was like 4 seconds.
Oh, I got you. All right, blue line flip in. That goes up and over the top. Deflected opportunity there as Albert Lee skates around. A little bit of spice here. Connemara Albert Lee with the man down as that is a tic-tac out to Meade, just out of his reach. And back into zone as a short-handed breakout and a save there by Buell. We got a fresh forward and a fresh defender coming in. Maybe not. Brown playing some defense in Wilson's absence, which he got a little defensive run in yesterday. So was very excited about his defense yesterday. He had fun out there. So
I was wondering if he liked it or not.
Yep. That was fun, he said, so I'll take it.
They probably asked who wants to step back there. Max has played plenty of D. He could always play back there.
Yep. And even Clavin, who's played most of the year, but as a center, if we're going to preserve that third center, then he's tougher.
Everett's played back
Everett's
there.
played there, so we got options. Here comes LaRose, short-handed, skates it in, does a nice job of killing some time here. He's going to look for a change. As Brown regroups, has Mead through neutral ice into zone. He gets bodied off that puck, and a breakout chance here, 2-on-1 for the Flyers. Brown stick checks that one away, stymieing a little bit of a move there, but a slapper comes across the top, and we are even strength here with 9 minutes and 6 seconds left. Still a scoreless game, but Homstall has a hard lean up the left. Normally wins that race, leans in. He's going to skate it around. Has Hasselfeld on the doorstep, and a good shot on there. Doesn't find a home. Prentice flips one in, and another save for Albert Lee. Kanan dangles, working his way in. Centering pass for Hasselfeld again, and scores! Hasselfeld persistent on that crease and some one-time opportunities there.
You get yourself in front when you're playing with Jack, and you'll get some opportunities.
Hasselfeld from Kanan. I don't know if there's a third assist in there. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And the 1-0 Trojans here with 8:43.
You could give one to Drew. It was his shot off the goalie that Jack picked up, and so
Drew
second assist.
Prentice to Kanan to Hasselfeld, and again, well earned by Hasselfeld. His second goal in as many games in this tournament, and with the way he works, he deserves every bit of it.
Ooh. Got away with one.
Offsides?
I think so.
All right, Kanan looking for Brown on that far side, just a little fast as he held up, looking to stay on sides. May not have, but we got away with it. Now we're working out, and here comes the Flyers through neutral ice. Kanan breaks on it, but it's picked up by Albert Lee. Am I calling them the Flyers from last night?
Oh, are you?
I don't know. Not on purpose.
I don't know if they are, the Albert Lee. I don't know.
To do some research on that.
I'll look it up.
All right. They're the Flyers, and I wondered if I just started saying that from last night. I'm missing it, so I got my research team working hard for me.
They look like they're some sort of tiger. Tigers.
They're the Tigers. All right, I'll have to remember that. All right, so line change here. Chip up and in. Puck gets centered, gets tipped right in front of Buell, and just pops right up over the glove and in. And Albert Lee squares this thing up with 7:40 left in the first. Caught up in our research, and I distracted goalie dad. You didn't even see that, did you?
I just caught the tail end of it.
Pretty simple little centering pass, but a nice tip up front.
Looked like there's a guy wide open in front to tip it.
No stick on that guy. Nope, that is exactly it. All right, Wilson plays it to Ulchel, looking for Clavin, gets it to Kurth. That was close, or off. Hard centering pass for Clavin. Nicollet closes on it as that was working its way out. Kurth turns, fires. That gets deflected. That goes wide or back behind the net. Centering pass there, doesn't find a home. Out front to Wilson. That goes wide right. That gets centered, held. Ulchel, nice pass across to Wilson. That gets flipped in. Pouncing puck turn, fires for Clavin, and that off a pad. That gets reached, and that will ice and come back as that gets past Nicollet. Good flurry of...
Yeah, again, kind of like yesterday, we're controlling it. Had a little breakdown, but...
One breakdown. We're, 12-3 on shots on here. Mead, LaRose, and Hasselfeld come in. Prentice breaks on that, and that gets exited out. Prentice holds at the blue line, flips that in wide left. 6:34 remains. And here come the Tigers. They get it in the zone temporarily as Hasselfeld works it out to LaRose. Meade finds room, working up a lean on the right side. Regroups on the board. Has space in. Matt Hasselfeld turns, fires, doesn't get there. Meade had a little banker looking to see if he could get something off the back of the goalie, and it eventually gets covered. 6:13 remains in the first. 1-1 tie. Meade, LaRose, and Hasselfeld are up front. Jeffers and Prentice out in front of Buell. Breakout held up temporarily by Meade, and they eventually find their way to neutral ice and into zone, but played immediately by Prentice off LaRose's stick and in. Nice little pass out, has some temporary progress as Jeffers skates it in up the far side. That gets picked up by Hasselfeld, who finds a little room, gets free, and that gets blocker save there up high from Hasselfeld. Now a little bit of room here, and Meade with a heavy back check there puts a player down and stops some progress. Tigers offside, so that'll come out with 5:26 left in the first.
That guy had a burst of speed. I don't think he's expecting anybody to catch up to him like that. But Drew,
He gets it off the skates.
Drew can do that.
Yep. All right, Kanan wins that back. Wilson tries to chop it through. A little bit of a fray in zone here as Wilson's going to skate out with it. Has Kanan. Kanan plays one off to Homstall. That goalie gets a piece of that to get it out of harm's way. Wilson telegraphs that thing. He sees that, comes in, flips one high up and over the top, over Homstall's head. Nicollet on it. Kanan lifts the stick to keep it free, but can't get his own stick on it. That works its way around to Nicollet. Nicollet turns, spins, and he gets a little bit of space off the right edge, too. He flips one in. That maybe off a blocker or just high?
I think just high.
Wilson chips one in, has a hard one in as Homstall was on it. And Brown breaks. Nicollet on it. Nicollet skates through somebody as Kanan turns and picks it up and has space. Kanan now works his way in. Dangles far side. Back and forth. Ends up back behind the net. Nicollet in. And that gets just off the stick as he was in the slot. With a bunch of... I saw a bunch of net there, too.
Yep.
He just, nice little play there by the defense. It got in the way there.
He leaves the glove side open when they come around from that side.
Homstall in on point blank. Couldn't quite get his hands free to get much on it. That gets held up by the Tiger forward. Brown regroups, and he's trying to dangle free.
Back on his stick.
Finally gets pushed off his skates.
Oliver, now's your chance. But, okay.
Played out. And Prentice has room. Kanan all alone on the far side. A little bit of space here. Working his way in. Dangles in. Sets it back to Homstall. Homstall up and deflected into the net. Nice little play there.
So that's where if Oliver's paying attention and he hears their coach start yelling to ice it, that's where you get out.
You come on, meet it at the blue line or wherever you can.
Yeah, get it back. Check. You got a jack right up on the line. That's where you go, and you put it right there.
All right, that is controlled by Clavin. Back to Jeffers. Jeffers dumps it in for Kurth. Kurth back to Prentice. Prentice with space. Deflected down harmlessly into the corner here. Nice little outlet pass to the Flyers as Jeffers closes. And the Tigers dump.
They don't look Tigers. That's why it's hard.
Yeah. Here comes Fisher from Altschul. Dumps it in on the far side. He gets pinched off, but has a chance to chase in. Little wraparound chance by Clavin. Couple of shots. Nothing doing there. Jeffers flings one in from the outside. That goes high and up and over the top. The barrage continues, but no more scoring other than that first goal by Hasselfeld. The Tigers tied it up a few minutes later, and we remain 1-1 with 2:40 left here in the first. Breakout here to Clavin. That hops his stick, regrouped by the Tigers at the red line. Nice pass across near side. Trying to work their way in. Jeffers can't quite get a stick on it. They make a lot of change to keep those 9 skaters fresh.
They do.
Played in and off sides. Mead, LaRose, and Hasselfeld are your forwards here. Nicolette and Wilson back on D. And Buell. Here comes Nicolette. Skating through. Just sort of powers it through. And Hasselfeld picks up kind of a loose puck through that push. Puts a nice one on net there. 2 minutes left. And the shots sort of stack up. Nice showing here by this goalie. Mead has Wilson on the far side. Hasselfeld there to help. But the Tigers have numbers here. Back check coming. And that does get held up. And now numbers coming the other way as Mead has speed and space coming up the left side. Backhander looking for LaRose. And that's back check nicely by the Tigers, who shut that down. And a lead pass up front has Brown in place to hold up. And the Tiger skater comes out. Oh, Griff doesn't get all of that one as Brown now plays it back behind the net. He's going to regroup. Play it out to Wilson. Wilson tries to find LaRose, and that scoots through. Jess LaRose will actually put a little bit of forecheck pressure on there and see if we can slow things down. Does get a piece of it. Tigers get it out. LaRose just off sides as Mead skates that across the blue line. 1:09 left in a 1-1 tie. I don't know. What are you seeing here, Greg? Anything?
No.
Plenty of pressure. It's got
plenty of pressure. We've had a couple of missed some open net. But, keep moving the puck. You're not going to get any easy ones on this guy, clearly. So.
No, he's doing a nice job.
Yep.
1 minute per period.
Jeffers flips in. He rips one wide right. Brown up for Jeffers. Jeffers done a nice job of carrying the puck here. I think the boys are building some confidence because I think we can pressure it. They're not pressuring us hard.
No.
So we're not putting a lot of heat on us, so it's easy for us to carry. And here, speaking of Jeffers, here he comes again. Flips one in. Given up there, and the defender does a nice job of exiting it out. Brown breaks, chops it in, right to a Tiger, however. Brown another one in. That gets deflected by Jeffers. 18 seconds left. And that is iced. So I'll come back. We'll get a offensive zone draw with probably just enough time to put a little pressure on and see if we can do something here as we end the first.
Yep. Yeah, well, I noticed on that dump into Oliver there, they didn't even charge up ice. They kind of have one guy half-heartedly go, and the other 4
are just
stayed back.
So does that have you even more bullish on him coming up and playing those and not slowing things down with a face-off?
It does, but it's smart for them. They're not going to give up an odd man rush on that either. So.
Nice little centering pass. Brown ran over it. A deflected puck goes up. Stick hits the ground. And a good flurry by the Trojans, but just one goal to show for those 19 shots in the first. So, I don't know. Good goalie play is what it is,
good
and keep putting pressure on, and we'll find the back of the net here. Oh, we got some mom photos. Mr. Buell is not only color commentator extraordinaire, but team photo guy.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Way up here. There's a little bright spot.
What? Oh, I'll go. Is it? How do your iPhones work?
A better angle.
All right.
All right, 5 seconds till we drop puck on period 2.
1, 2, 3. Apparently, I don't take pictures right.
Well, I think the alternative was me or anybody else.
That was sarcasm right there.
I got a video of the photo op, so there's that. All right, starting things off here with Clavin, Altschul, and Kurth. Kurth picks that up. Has Altschul. Altschul's going to dump. Kurth's going to chase. Breakout chance into neutral ice. Intercepted by Clavin. Clavin turns, finds Kurth near side. Centering pass, nobody home. Boy, that came across the crease. Would have been nice. Andrew dumps another one in. Just kind of ping-ponging back and forth across the crease. We need somebody to get a piece of it. Wilson, though, dangles one in. He gets a little closer, but that gets into the skates of a Tiger defender. And a breakaway. Spots a skater in. Nicollet closes and shuts down. Altschul on it. Held into zone. It isn't, actually. Yeah. Just out and offsides here on the Tigers.
You know, one thing from the first, the Tigers not a physical team, and we're happy to not
engage
with it either. It seems like, but why would you when we can just move the puck?
Yeah, we seemed undeterred through most of the neutral ice transitions. Yeah. And all right, so now Meade with Hasselfeld and LaRose in. Meade comes away with it. A little bit of space on the near side there. Pressure from the Albert Lee defender into the corner. Hasselfeld gets involved. LaRose in there as well, but out comes the Tiger. Jeffers shuts that down, and with space on the inside wing there.
Hasselfeld stick there.
Prentice holds. Hasselfeld chases into the corner. Up front, Prentice pops one in. Turns, fires with LaRose. Nothing doing, couldn't quite get all of it. And there was a point-blank shot there. Bouncing puck that Hasselfeld didn't quite get on, but another chance up front. And here comes LaRose. Hasselfeld, nice pass. He was looking for his spot in the net, I think, early there, ready to pull the trigger. That works its way up back to Jeffers. Jeffers comes in. That off the head of a defender comes in. More pressure up front. Meade turns, gets pushed off into the wall. Body back behind the net, and that will get played. A definite change for the boys here playing that.
Yeah, and it's a long change for Albert Lee this period. So
Homstall looking to wrap around. Has Brown up front breaking. That gets into range. Brown plays it back to Nicollet. Looking back. Has Kanan right in front of us. And room up the near side. Works his way around. Up top and goal! Good carry by Keenan there. He had a 2-on-1, and I'm looking for that pass across the Homstall. That defender never committed.
No.
Kind of left him to come right in and picks the spot in the net and scores.
And it's that spot we've been seeing on the glove side. He left it open there, too.
He's high. He finds it.
And a lot of that was Oliver playing that puck, didn't allow them to change. So they were still tired, and one guy was leaving as we were driving down, and that created an opportunity. So,
all right, Kanan wins another draw. So that is Kanan from.
Who was the defenseman back there?
Nicollet and Wilson on assists there. I'm not sure in which order. And Kanan on the goal. Another shot on goal. Brown on the rebound there, looking to get a piece of it. That flips in high and up and over the top.
Nothing to do but duck.
That gets exited. Wayzata continues to play and offset those and keep the Tigers on the ice. Yeah. Kanan now with room again on the near side. Beautiful. Flips it across. Has Homstall breaking. What a pass. And a nice save there because he did get across. Kanan on the crease. Homstall with another little whack at it. Nothing doing, though. And Kanan back behind again. Boys continue to pressure. Boy, just when you think they're going to get it out, the boys hang on to it. Homstall turns, tries to get it out. Dump back in. Kanan with some room.
Got to go
Trojans
quick.
keep pressuring, get a change of their own.
They've got 2 forwards, but
All right, Kurth, near side, has a nice pass all the way across, just out ahead of Homstall. Now Jeffers breaks on it. Homstall looking for a change. And now the Tigers with an opportunity. They find a crease and a save by Buell. Good bit of pressure there as they put it on, and Buell gloves one to slow things down. Do we get a penalty too? Oh, Kurth's going to go in.
interference?
Is it interference or hold?
Interference is what he called. I didn't see it, but
All right, so another, I think, a second power play opportunity for the Tigers here. 10-19 remains. 90 seconds will eventually go on the clock. Clavin and Altschul will man this from a forward perspective. Altschul dumps that in. They're willing to let that ice and come back down. Are we the Warriors? In fairness, I've been calling them the Tigers, the Flyers here, so we'll take that.
I guess we're the Warriors. And when you cross the border, you get a new name.
I don't know. With Trojans, there's Knights, there's Crusaders. I don't. A nice break up here for Altschul at the blue line. He dangles his way in. Oh, turns and finds just out of Clavin's way. Nice effort there as Altschul creates problems out at the blue line, dumps it back for Clavin, and now we've got control here, at least if nothing more, riding out this power play. Now you don't want to go to overextend here and give a odd man the other direction, and it is shut down really quickly as Ari
Pretty
Jeffers
sure we're
on
confident
it.
that we can
Get back, we can back check, and we can still put a little forecheck pressure on, even in a power play chance. Ooh, that one might have caught a coach in the bench there. I tell you what, a guy with a beard that beautiful can take that in the ribs.
with
that
a
thing
smile.
He's smiling. Look at that thing. That is fantastic. I mean, they got another guy.
I know.
That other guy in most cases would be legit, but look at that thing. If that catches him in the beard, do you can feel it? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't grow one.
No.
So.
All right, Hasselfeld winning a race into the corner. 10 seconds remain on the power play. He works it out. Wilson chucks one in. Mead on the crease. Hasselfeld breaks on the crease. And we're back to even strength here as LaRose comes in. And a nice little one-hopper there and save for Buell. 8:40 left here in the first. A 2-1 lead for the Wayzata Warriors.
Wayzata Warriors. I like it.
Hasselfeld busts his way out, has space. And I was going to say, he's going to get through here.
Yeah.
Punches it into the corner. Regains possession, turns it back around, centering pass up, has Nicollet on the doorstep, works the screen beautifully and hits that spot.
Guess he doesn't get an assist, but he made that goal happen.
He
That goal, never
absolutely
saw it.
ate up all that room, and he hit glove side high.
Yep.
You know, 2 of the 3, maybe all 3, I forget where the first goal is. That's where he's vulnerable because this kid he's got 23 saves on the day. Really nicely played, and you're right. An unofficial assist to Mr. LaRose there, sitting on the crease, eating up space and a screen.
Yeah, Bennett ought to give him a stick tap for that one.
Yep. You got to see it, and you got to hit that spot too, and Bennett did.
His head was up.
So he did get an assist. I don't know if that worked its way around, but two-part assist there. Finds its way through. A little chip up to Wilson on a nice little break out there. Nobody pound for pound tougher than me.
No.
There's a big kid leaning on him there. He stayed on his skates. He's probably got our only meaningful hit of the day so far.
Yeah, he's going to hit.
Physics be damned. I think Brown is eyeing up his lead-out pass there, and that puck hopped his stick, but the boys still carry it in. Now regroup.
There you go.
Now Brown, near side, dangles it in, finds his way in, looks low side, pad on it, gives up.
Kind whistle.
It was an early whistle there as that scooted free. Brown looks low and right for that one. And he sprawls early, so he's going to cover that back one, and he's big enough he can cover the whole net.
But I like the spot of the shot because it stuck, but it could have easily kicked out to the far side where there were two guys.
It did give up a rebound.
That's the right spot to go with it. Low, far side. That was fortunate for the goalie. It stuck under his pad of just a half puck.
Prentice with space, skates it in. Brown gets bumped off the crease there, trying to screen a little bit. Prentice holds on to it again, creates space again, and that goes low. Looking maybe for Hasselfeld Homstall in a tip. Now Jeffers works his way in.
Oh.
Chipped in by Kanan with the backhander.
Yep, points are wide
up
open.
Top to Jeffers. We got skaters all over the crease. As a goal, you probably don't like that traffic, but is there ever too many of your skaters in there? I mean, there was a lot of bodies in front of the net of both jerseys. And someone's going in.
Kind of a weak one behind the net.
That coming to us?
Yeah, coming to us.
All right, so another penalty for the Trojan Warriors. Have to kill 2 minutes here with 6:26 left in the second. That breaks out, deflected and saved by Buell off the stick. Prentice with a skate save there, dumps that out to neutral. Albert Lee breaks in. Jeffers slows things down. Prentice near side. Nice little pass up. Has Kirk. Kirk turns, fires, dumps it in. Altschulz will be first on the scene to chase. Jeffers holds, blue line. Altschulz gets a piece of that, broken up. That puck rolls around. Hasselfeld breaks, nothing there. Held up at neutral ice as Jeffers dumps that back in. Actually, friendly fire, flips one in. Nice when all the boys duck with helmets and shoulder pads on to expose their coaches behind. So they're all wearing cups. Probably fine. LaRose on the draw, working with Hasselfeld. That's right, and a man down. Nice shot on. That came in hot. Nice save by Buell. Continued pressure here from the Tigers as LaRose chops one off, and Hasselfeld just barely gets outraced, but that gets back on sides and waved off as Hasselfeld got a high stick. Nicollet breaks in and pushes one into zone. Nicollet. All right, that's right. That was a power play.
Those go fast.
They do a 90. Had a lean there. Nicollet, much like a speed skater, just glides with speed.
He knows what he needs to do.
the what would you call them, strides per minute difference between him and Mead, yet have the same speed results. They're both fast as can be, but Mead takes 2 strides to every one of Bennett's.
At least.
We don't care how you get there.
Nope.
You get there fast. Nice little break out through neutral, gets him into zone, although heads up! That gets flipped up off a stick. Mom's doing too much yapping, not enough watching the pucks, you know. All right. Trojans break out. Jeffers looking for Homstall far side. Can't get a piece of it. Works its way through. Brown regroups. Has Jeffers. Jeffers skates by one, but has Kanan.
And me. And me.
You would have caught it for her, right?
I was like,
Kanan now has speed and space. Dangles his way left, right. Working his way back. Tries to dump it back to Homstall just out of his reach. Prentice replays it. Prentice will dump that back in. Homstall back behind the net for Kanan. Kanan at point blank and another cover and save. Another solid save by the Tiger goalie with 3:40 left. Good patience there to Homstall. Works his way back to Kanan. Kanan is going to put a lot of those home.
Yeah. Yep. Those will start going. Find him there.
Nice little pop up top. Kanan to Brown and really pretty break out of that face off. Kanan just kind of punched it forward himself. Back behind the net, and Brown breaks in right at point blank and puts that thing home. So Kanan to Brown bridges to, is that 4 actually? Yeah, 4-1. I think we already had 3.
Yeah, Griffin scored.
yeah, and I didn't know that.
Got a Griffin Brown fan over here who's excited by that goal.
Nice.
I mean, I'm kind of.
All right. Sam gets back on sides, regroups up here on a little D-to-D pass, and Nicollet has space right in front of us. Ulchel up high, hard over the top. Gets a lot on that one. Just
It's on its edge for him.
Clavin fires up, has Nicollet on the slot, stick out of the hand of the Tiger, and nothing but Tigers coming out of the middle there. Breaking up by Nicollet and does find his way through. Good hustle there. Maybe a couple reaching poke checks there got him in trouble, but the back check from both of them gets in. Ulchel on it, but turned around by the Tigers. Now Kurth has Ulchel with room across the red line. Gets in. He's going to dump that in. Wide right as Clavin's there. You need a fresh skater in as Clavin will work his way through. So, yeah, fresh line coming in. LaRoe is cocked and ready through the slot. Nothing there. Finds its way around for Jeffers. That flips in and goes wide. Kurth ready up front. But LaRose plays it out to Prentice. Back to LaRose. Clavin now near side. He gets that back. LaRose up front. What happened?
Just knocked over Fisher.
Okay. Jeffers flipped in and deflected off a pad as LaRose was in the neighborhood looking to get a piece of it. Jeffers on it. LaRose plays it back in. I'm going to dump that back. Here comes Hasselfelt. So Hasselfelt, LaRose, and Mead. Jeffers and Prentice in front of Buell.
Got to do it now. They're changing.
Hasselfelt breaks that in, pops one up. Mead trying to skate it through. Hasselfelt all over this one. Diving puck pops out to LaRose and
Draws the penalty.
he's going to draw a penalty there on a trip, I guess. Is that what he got? So we'll ride out all and maybe 10 seconds into the third here of a penalty or power play. 4-1 Trojan Warriors. Briggs, what do you like better, the nickname Trojans or the nickname Warriors? They've been calling us Warriors a little bit. Which one do you like? You like the Warriors? Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go with it then.
It's a good name.
You'd go either way?
What?
You could go either way?
Yeah.
Okay. Nicollet controls up front, in and on.
That's two.
Really nice game by Ben and Nicollet. He could have dumped that back. He could have done anything with it. He patiently skates his way for a three, finds a little space to get his hands free in the slot, and puts it home. High stick side, did that look like? Or
Low stick side.
low stick side. All right. Nicollet from... They might have actually...
They
tried to dump it out,
Yeah,
so that might have been
unassisted.
unassisted as they were trying to exit the zone.
Physics says you were safe there.
Brown flips one on net. Homstall breaks. That just gets out past him. Brown regroups. Dumps that in. He'll chase it himself. Now Homstall gets involved. Caught up in skates. 30 seconds left here. Kanan with space and room. Willing to skate circles here. Does find his way into the crease. Backhanded pass. Has Homstall breaking and doesn't quite get on it. Nice little play there.
Yeah. Some back door.
Brown looking to wrap. Looking to center. Kanan comes around and covered there with a nice glove save. 9 seconds left here before the break. Briggs, I want to do an interview in 9 seconds.
Guess he's camera shy now.
Camera shy. I thought we had him. Kanan breaks. Brown into the corner. Finds Kanan again. Back to Wilson. Wilson with space. Flips one in. That gets deflected. Boy, he got his hands up nicely there to block that one. And that ends
Good period of hockey.
the period. Yeah, they did show that up.
Yep.
All right.
You ready?
What?
Can you tell our YouTube audience your name?
Briggs.
Briggs what?
Buell.
Do you have any relationship to anybody on the ice right now?
One person.
Who's that?
My brother Oliver. He's in net. He's number 30.
Okay, nice. Do you play hockey?
I do.
Yeah, what positions do you play?
Goalie and forward and defense. So
Are you a Bantam?
no.
You Pee-wee? Are you a squirt? No. Are you a mite? Oh,
Yeah,
you're a mite?
I'm a mite.
Okay, sweet. And how's hockey going this year? You having fun?
Yeah, fine.
What do you do when you're not playing hockey?
I don't know.
You like playing on your mom's phone?
Snowboard?
Ski or snowboard.
You ski and snowboard? Oh, wait, do you play lacrosse? You have played lacrosse?
Kind of.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Any other sports that you like?
Baseball.
Oh, yeah, you're a baseball player. That's right. And your big brother, right? All right. Well, thanks for your time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here come Clavin, Kurth, and Altschul. Jeffers and Prentice out in front of Mr. Buell in net as we start the third, up 5-1 with the Trojan Warriors out in front of the Tiger Flyers. And that is played by Kurth. Has room. He's going to put that on. Stick up into the net and out. Just 8 seconds in here, we'll regroup. And Clavin back on the dot. Gets hung up in his skates. Controlled by Altschul. Altschul puts it in, bar down, and did not cross. What a shot. Doesn't pay off. Deflected puck there as Clavin takes one off a skate. Almost regroups its way in. Now Clavin's back on the crease from Kurth looking to get a piece of it. Now Kurth, point blank, up high.
Got a blocker on it.
That got a blocker. Altschul now, point blank, gets another chance and off the block. That's 2 on the pipe or in range for Ulchel in less than a couple seconds. And Clavin rips one by. Good series here by this grouping, or by this line, as Prentice holds the blue line far side, and a persistent set of Trojans. Prentice pops one in again. That gets deflected and wide right. And they finally pump one out, and Buell is going to play this hard and up top. Has Clavin as a nice little outlet pass, broken up nicely there by the Tigers. Not for long as Jeffers then plays it. And Jeffers has a deflection by LaRose. LaRose with room. Hard blocker save as LaRose slaps one near side. And I think that hit the pad or the blocker.
Blocker.
Yep. Flips that out. Nicollet to Wilson. Wilson able to skate his way free. Works his way into the slot. Nothing doing there, but Meade there with it. He tries to get a piece of it. Turned around by the Warriors. Nicollet now out front. Flips one in. That gets deflected down, I think, by a Tiger. Hasselfelt on it. Now LaRose plays that with him into the corner. LaRose chops that out. Wilson, nope. Hasselfelt will play that right across the front. Could have pulled the trigger in the middle there.
Yeah, probably should have.
That comes off. Blocker save. Meade dangles out front, trying to get his way free. Doesn't. Hasselfelt regroups. One-timer for Meade. Boy, he was set nicely there. That goes up over the top. Meade holding his cool there. He got kind of cheap-shotted twice there. Did not skate away, which I don't think he's obligated to.
Nope.
But was probably hoping to draw some more bad behavior. But everybody skates away penalty-free here, which is probably the right thing with 12:40 left in the third. A 4-goal lead for the Trojans. Brown, Kanan, Homstall in. That gets flipped around from Wilson to Nicollet. Slapper out top. Glove saved by the Tiger goalie. He's racking them up. 41 saves on the day.
He's also gassed. You can see he's not getting down in the position as quickly anymore.
He's been under stress and strain.
Especially at this period, it's been 2.5 minutes of firing it at him.
Here comes Brown. Finds himself free on the slot. Homstall on it. Bouncing puck in. Turns around. That got behind
Still
him. He
making
turned
saves.
and stopped it. Stays hot with now 42 saves and counting. He's going to give himself a little bit of oxygen here. Yep. Settle things out. He's doing a great job.
Maybe fix your pad. You know, maybe your pad needs a little attention.
Now what happened though?
Oh, the goalie's getting tired and he's buying some time smartly.
Kanan to Homstall wins that draw. Homstall looks across to Prentice. Prentice chops one in. Ends up back behind the net. Homstall on it. Centers out. Has Prentice. Prentice flips one in. That goes back behind the net again as Homstall turns around back behind the net. Has Jeffers and Brown looking for a one-timer. Backhanded back and forth. Oh, I don't know if that hit a glove, but I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know.
Jeffers chops one in just out of reach of Brown. Brown will play it back to Jeffers. Jeffers willing to try to skate one free. Does find its way to Brown. Brown hard across ice. Homstall, that hits a bar. And Prentice now with a little bit of a retreat here, and the boys will regroup. And I think the Tigers desperately trying to get a change here.
Yeah.
But the Trojans don't leave much time for that change, but don't hit anything in sequence there. As Kanan gets pinned up against the boards and trying to
Still has it.
kick one out with his skate. Does find a little bit of freedom up front, and hard save again. I don't know what that hit, but
I think he
caught something.
got him right at him again.
One-timer back and glove save for Kanan. The barrage continues. 45 saves and counting now. It's starting to become the story here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to hit 50 saves and a couple more rotations the way this is going. As a goalie, what's an absurd number of saves? I mean, we're entering that territory.
I think once you start getting above 50, it feels pretty good.
Yeah. They do win a draw here. Look for a breakout. Ulchel and Nicollet stop to break it, and we'll let that come back iced. Not sure Oliver could have got to that one if he wanted to.
Right. Timeout.
And probably a good timeout.
thought that was a penalty.
No.
Huh?
Just going to catch their breath.
I thought that was a penalty. Oliver is helping the other team's goalie, kind of, right?
How's that?
He's pulling timeouts, and he's getting a break because he was kind of tired.
The brain trust dialing something up here.
He can get a break, right? Right, Dad?
Yeah.
I mean, we need to make it. They need to make it harder for us because look at the score.
Yeah, they got to find another gear here, but it's tough when even skating 9 for
What do you know?
2.5 periods.
We play Wyndham.
Wyndham.
Not to look ahead. We got 11 minutes to close out here, but
Wyndham beat this Albert Lee team 6-2 yesterday.
So it's in the same range. So we should see.
Saw a couple. They got full squad.
They
Saw a couple of impressive skaters on that team.
And I'm guessing they played Sioux Falls or are playing them today.
They will
but we
play
haven't seen
them next. I believe,
Okay, so
on
we
the site.
don't have other results.
They probably need another goalie because their goalie looks really tired.
Use gas.
Wayzata C. Gray is here. Any idea how they did today?
Tough 6-1 loss. It looked like I saw on the board.
Okay.
And I think they got a even tougher one next later today.
Okay. This might be a tournament where they're a C team running into some Minnesota B2s.
They absolutely are. Yeah.
And here's a little breakout as the Tigers work their way through neutral ice. Gets hung up here, but they have a chance to enter and do enter zone. Clavin leans in on one. That does find its way back. Buell bumps that off. And a breakout here. And Clavin has space and numbers here coming for the Trojans. Clavin dumps one off. Rebound given. We're not quite there. Gets played into the corner. Deflected puck by Kurth, gets behind the net. Wraparound by Kurth.
Oh, he got it.
Up. Is that in?
It was in.
Okay. I didn't see the point. That's what I was wondering. So Kurth, I think a wraparound goal. Nope.
Yeah,
They did get
this ref never saw it.
Okay. Fisher Kurth on the goal. Who was in there? Is there a
He got it off the rebound off the shot, right?
Clavin?
Kicked out. So maybe Clavin gets a rebound or gets an assist.
I guess we'll find out from the officials here. But 6-1 Trojans. Kurth with the goal at the roughly 28 mark of the third. All right. That gets dumped in, and on goal, save for Buell. LaRose looking for a little cherry pick out front here. Doesn't quite come out to him.
Good steal there, Albert.
Nicollet with that assist.
Ooh, dangerous.
Oh, man, I got hurt. Just now.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is that where defenseman there just needs to play that out?
Yep. Tip it out.
And here comes Mead. Mead with speed
But
through neutral ice. Gets across the blue line. Kicks it back to himself. Works it around. LaRose on the crease. Looking to chip one in. The Tigers, though, turn it around. In sequence. Dump that in. Beal breaks that out.
I heard his name. I couldn't see it.
All right. Hasselfeld plays to Mead. Mead has a little room up front. Puts one on. That goes wide left. Jeffers here pins the blue line, but the Tigers skate out with it. Nice little cross-ice pass. Enters the zone on the far side. Tries to dangle his way across and get some space, but nothing but Trojans in the middle, and Brown comes out with it. And Brown's going to skate his way out. He evades an oncoming defender, puts one on, and then another save for the Tiger goalie. Kanan plays one out. Homstall dumps one in. I think that's your 50th save. We saw that coming. Wilson plays a little bit of body out front. Tigers break out as Nicollet holds the zone. Homstall dangles around, draws a little bit of contact here near side, hangs on to it. Brown in. Kanan dangles, looking for a little bit of space. Finds his way up. Wilson, Nicollet, slapper, wide right into the corner. 2 hands on the head. Was not happy about
Not
that
happy
shot.
with that, no.
Oh. Looking to dump one in there was Wilson. Forwards weren't ready for it. And the Tigers skate back. Nicollet evades contact, working his way out on a breakout. Has Homstall. As Kanan just gets through his skates. Cross ice here and back to Wilson. Wilson plays it. Bouncer to Homstall. Homstall with room across. Homstall flips one in. 5-hole shot as Homstall skates across the red line. Homstall from Prentice, I think.
Yep.
Chip that forward and finds the 5-hole. And the 7th goal here.
I think the goalie was looking for a pass there.
Dave Brown streaking, but he opened it up and Homstall put it home. So good decision and a good goal there as Homstall scores.
For what?
7:02 mark of the third. The Trojans go up 7-1. No official assist given there, but that was definitely a punch forward by Prentice.
Yeah.
Kurth to Jeffers, flips that up. Deflection and in. Did Clavin get a piece of that?
I think he just screened him. I think he screened him.
So Jeffers from Kurth, I think, up top.
Goalie never saw that.
Another point for Kurth here in the third. Good showing. Good work by that line.
Yeah.
And I don't know, again, if Clavin got a piece of it, but I think we're going Jeffers. We'll see if we get a different story. They did. No, just a screen. Nice screen. So another one of those.
Yeah.
Good work by Clavin, even though maybe didn't get a piece of it. That gets played down and offsides here by the Tigers. 7 minutes in running time, I realize, here now. And I think what happened was there's some good skaters on this Albert Lee team. When you got 9 skaters, there's only so much you can do.
Just not enough.
They were really competitive through 2 periods, and I think they ran out of gas, including the goalie, who's now led a couple in a row here. And no shame in the amount of he stopped 50 shots, and another one off the pipe there as Clavin rings the bell, but not quite in. Jeffers regroups. Altschul plays it into the corner. Centering pass has Kurth on it. Misses wide left. Jeffers on it again. Finds Altschul. Altschul centers, has Kurth breaking, gets just past him, and the Tigers play that out. Jeffers, though, shuts things down. Nice play by Prentice to Altschul to Kurth, but broken up nicely as the Tigers take this back the other direction. Oh, plays one off the glove. Get a save there, but...
Oh, that's a good save.
Nice save. You get a deflection of that and stop that down.
Might have been a little cold on that first one coming in the zone. He didn't
see much lately. All right, Clavin.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, God, I didn't even bring you with me there. I'm glad. Well, I wish you'd have put that in. I didn't bring you around. Gets across, a little snapshot. Finds the glove.
It can come off heavy off of Clavin's
That came in
stick.
hot. I didn't see that coming in that hot, and it's a little snapshot save there in the 51st. Meade working it out of his own skates. LaRose tries to help out. Back behind the net, tries to break it out. Nicollet has it with time out front. Works his way into the middle off a skate turned around by the Tigers. Tigers play nice ice pass across. Tic-tac, but a heavy back check by LaRose works things out. And we're just kind of exchanging things out at neutral ice here with 4:44 left. And here comes Wilson. Wilson tries to poke one through, gets taken off his skates. Sorry.
Good defense there.
I don't think they're calling that at this point. It'd have to be pretty egregious.
No,
that was good.
Good hit.
LaRose centers, breaking Meade. Nicely broken up there by Tiger defender. Nicollet dumps one in. LaRose on it. He turns. Little chip shot up to Meade. He's tied up nicely. Nicollet with plenty of space. Flips one out. Wilson Wilson's got some space as well, looking for a low shot, and that ends up wide. Played out, Meade will regroup at the red line. Chops one forward. Nobody home on that, but Hasselfeld there to intercept it back. Flips one up. That felt like that hit a shin pad or something. Stick on the ice as Nicollet back behind the net. Chops one out. Just out of Prentice's reach. Prentice breaks in. Is willing to kill some time here as forwards are getting a change. Brown trying to break that up, but the Tigers persist into neutral ice, into zone. A little bit of space on the far side, but turn around, and here comes Kanan. Kanan has Brown and Homstall with him. Even 3-on-3 right now. Gets bodied temporarily off the puck, but controls up front. Ooh, caught a stick or something.
Yeah, I think pass save.
My camera skills I'm getting caught up in all this offensive action. I'm going to bring you guys with. Sorry about that. That ends up. Scoots past Brown.
Hey.
Tigers regroup. Homstall plays it. Has Kanan looking to dangle through the middle there. Brown with a piece of it. Gets to his hand. High up and over the top. Misses the net high, I think. I don't know if that got deflected, but it looked high.
Yeah, I agree.
2:25 left here in the first. Brown at point blank.
Oh.
Pass across to Homstall. Just had him on the backhand, I think. That gets deflected in. Brown willing to turn, has space. He centers another one in, and that goes wide right. And the Tigers chop one free. That dances the line, and it does just hop over as Prentice tries to play it, and offsides on the Trojans. Brown tried to hold the line off. He's not going to work as Kurth comes in. We'll see a fresh set of 5 skaters with Clavin, Altschul, Kurth, Wilson, and Nicollet back on D. Buell resting up against his net in the back, but now might get a little action. He gets interested, nothing more. They're a Tiger skater looking to get a piece of Kurth without playing the puck. And Clavin pumps one in. Wilson, got dangerous D-to-D pass there, as there was a Tiger breaking on that one. Nicollet comes free with it. Backhander. What's that?
He wants that third goal.
Yes, he should. Altschul takes a little bit of contact up. Clavin returns the favor. Kurth with space. Slapper goes high. Nice shot. Just about 6 inches high there. And Buell there to play it. Willing to just keep the action hot here as Wilson goes back to help out. Bodied off the puck. Buell plays it again for Nicollet. We got a couple of breaking forwards here, and here comes Clavin. Clavin has Altschul breaking. Ooh, again. Boy, that defender caught everything. Clavin was trying to break. Does find his way around to get a shot off of his own, and I think that goes off the side of the net.
Easy play.
Hard pass across there. Ends up on the stick of the Tiger. Just 24 seconds left. Kurth works one across the backboard. The Tigers break free with it. But they had space and speed, and the sure stick of Nicollet shuts any break there down. Third opportunity coming. That pops up high. Boys barrage again. That might be the 53rd and 4th save there for this goalie, and that will be it. We'll see you back again tonight. Nice outing with just one given up by Buell in net. 8-1 win for the Trojans, and we're back at
5:30?
5:30 tonight. What do we got?
Or was that?
We'll take a look here.
Sorry. 7 p.m.
7 p.m. against Wyndham. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back with you in a few hours.